Hello everyone, it's Adrian Henson again. Just wanted to follow up on some of the other videos that I've done on the AQA paper 2 English language paper. Today I want to look at a question that came up recently in a November resit paper in 2018 on question 5. Now, question 5 on paper 2 is always linked to the theme of the paper in some form or shape, but it can come in different ways. It could be a newspaper article, it could be a speech you have to make, it could be a discussion. And in this case, in November 2018, a question came up where the students who were taking the resit had to deal with a letter to the Minister of Transport. So I'm going to take you through this and just try and give a few tips about how this could be done. So first of all, I just want to open up the actual window that it's on, and you'll see it here. It's this paper here. I'm just going to drag this up so I can work on it a little bit. And on this particular question, there was quite a strong question involved. What we need to do is just go down to question 5 and have a look. I've converted this particular PDF file to a Word document so that students can use Word documents to do practice out their work, etc., etc. So here it is. It's question 5, and it tells you you have to spend 45 minutes. The point is, this particular part is quite important. The statement that is made, and then what you have to do. And it says, cars are noisy, dirty, smelly, and downright dangerous. They should be banned from all towns and city centres, allowing people to walk and cycle in peace. And it says, write a letter to the Minister for Transport arguing your point of view on this statement. So that is quite a big question to take on board. How many of you have actually been taught how to write a letter, a formal letter, to somebody like a government official? The chances are a lot of you won't have learned this too well. So when it comes in an exam, it comes as a bit of a shock. So there's just a few tips I want to give on this. The actual statement, if you reread the statement to yourself, it's a very one-sided statement saying that cars are absolutely horrible, to be honest, and they should all be banned, and they should just leave the people who want to walk around and cycle to leave them in peace. So that's going to create a reaction from students. But in order to do this correctly, you have got to take the role of writing a letter to the Minister of Transport. So the first thing is, how do you write a letter to a Minister of Transport? What's the kind of the way that we address somebody like a minister? I suppose you could say, dear Minister of Transport, but the common way of actually writing a letter would be to address it like, dear sir, madam, which I would do normally, just like that. Now, so dear sir, madam, we've got to get into that straight away. We can't say dear sir, we can't just say dear madam, because it doesn't give any indication in the statement the gender of the person we're addressing. So what do we do next? This has always been a difficult one for students. They think they've got to argue their point. But remember, we're writing a letter to a Minister of Transport. So it's pretty obvious, if we put ourselves in the shoes of the Minister of Transport, he's going to be a pretty busy, or she's going to be a pretty busy person receiving letters every day. So the first thing you need to do is identify yourself. So identify who you are. That's got to happen. You know, I'm not going to read a letter from somebody who I don't know, who they are. It could be just a prank writer or something, or somebody who's not really interested, is just wasting time. So you need to have a strong identity. So you could probably say, my name is Adrian Henson. I'm a year 11 student at ABC school. And then you've identified yourself. So that's one point. But the next point is, you're trying to take somebody's time to argue a point. So you don't want to get into a confrontational letter at the start by saying, this is my opinion. But you could probably say, I would really welcome your advice and feedback on the points I would like to make about the statement. I would really welcome your advice and feedback on points I would like to make about the statement. I appreciate you are a very busy person, but it would be helpful for me in my future career. So what you've done there is a very persuasive bit of writing in a way. Dear Sir, Madam, my name is Adrian Henson. I'm a year 11 student at ABC school. I would really welcome your advice and feedback on the points I would like to make about the statement. I appreciate you're a very busy person, but would be helpful for me in my future career. Now, ask yourself this question. Does that sound confrontational, or would you say that sounds quite professional and polite and respectful? Now, if you're going to start in that way, you want to be able to finish in that way. So in a way, whenever you do a question 5, you do use structural features. So you could end respectfully and probably say, thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing your response in due course. Now, the next part of this question, obviously, is not just about how you address the person in question, but also how you tackle this very detailed, very one-sided statement. Well, one way is literally to go for each point in turn and offer another opinion. So cars are noisy, yes, we know that, but things can be done to make them less noisy. They're dirty, smelly, and downright dangerous. Bit of a generalization. I see a lot of people going into those sort of very fast washing places where they get their cars beautifully done and they look pristine. And to say they all should be banned from towns and city centres is a very sweeping statement again, and allowing people to walk and cycle in peace. Lots of people go to towns and cities for jobs. So try to think of an answer that has a combination of approaches which shows compromise, but also shows the strength of your argument in every single way. Now, so that's basically what I wanted to do today on the tutorial. I wanted not to go through every element of question 5, but just the pointing question of how you would approach a letter in a formal way. It doesn't mean that your writing has to be particularly formal. Obviously, we need standardized English. We can't use colloquial language, swear words, or anything like that. But you certainly can use your own voice, and you certainly can use literary devices, language devices. They've already used a language device in the very first line, downright dangerous. It's an alliteration to exaggerate their feelings. You can do the same. And you can also use structural features. So like if you start at the beginning, you could end with the same approach, which is like a circular narrative. And you can give anecdotal examples, and you can use rhetorical questions and all sorts of features that you shove into the essay. I hope you found this useful. thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this, and I hope you get something out of it.